Hiya, this is the analysis for a week beginning 12th of April 2010, and this is the analysis also for Monday the 12th of April. The Euro US dollar, as we saw last Friday, it looks like Greece has got a bailout plan with the Germans and the IMF coming to a 20 to 25 billion bailout, which saw the euro soar. But then at the same time, Fitch came out and downgraded the Greek banks to a triple B minus. What we're going to see in a little while is the euro pound chart, and I think that's going to play a lot in this week. The euro USD, very, very bullish on the daily. As we can see, we've got resistance here at 35.88. If it breaks through here, I think it will open up above here, but if it breaks through here, I would look for a pullback to 35.88 and then to go long if you're not already long on this pair. If we go down to a 1 hour, you can see that the upper channel that was in since the 8th came up, down, pinged, up, down, pinged. You can see it's broken that out. It retested here at 34.48, and now it's on its way up to, and it's finished just below the 3,500 level. So the euro US dollar, I would be looking to long that tomorrow. I'd expect it to break above the 35.88 level, open above it, come back, retest, and then go long again. What will come into play this week is a 365 moving average at some point this week, as you will see on the 4 hour where I take it mainly from. It is at 1.3750. So watch the euro US dollar to long this week. I'd still anticipate it to be short long term, but for this week I'd be looking to long. The pound dollar, as we can see, it's gone back into this upward channel. It's presently at 153,800. Again, I expect it to break open higher, not by that much. It's going to range around a bit. Don't forget that in the UK there's a general election on the 6th of May, so price might just be range bound for a few weeks on this pair. Just be very, very careful on it. I'd anticipate this channel here near the top of this. You'll also have the 89 moving average and the 50% of the fib from the long term, which goes back to January to the low of the 8th of March. 50% of that fib is 1.5623. Look to go short there again, but at the moment I'd be longing up onto that level, up onto the pound dollar. The target, some people have the target as 1.5426. On downside, some people have support at 1.5318 to 1.5313. So if it comes down a bit, it'll only come down as 1.531813 is around this level. As you can see, last week on the daily, we 3 days in a row where price spiked down to that level and was pushed straight back up again. I think if you haven't got in there, you might have missed a boat on that one. If it does come back down, then that is definitely a place to long this. If it goes up here at the 89 EMA, 50% of the fib, of the long-term fib, the top of the upward channel, that is where I would be looking to short this pair. If we go to the euro pound, what I was saying to you was that this pair, I think, will dictate the euro dollar pound dollar this week. As you can see, we came down, we touched the 87.14. It's going to head back up to the 88.00 level again, where I said to you last week I'd be looking to short that. I'd be a little bit weary now on this. I'd just be reading the fundamentals of the euro on a technical standpoint. Up here at the 88.11, you have this trend line. If it bounces off that trend line, which is also the 8 moving average, I might be tempted to go back in short on this pair here, but I think it's going to spike through higher before it actually comes down. If you go into the 1 hour, you can see that we're in this downward channel on the euro pound. It's on Friday, it came down, it pinged off the bottom trend line, came all the way back up and pinged off the top, and this 100 moving average, the yellow line, it halted on that, and that's what price closed at 87.72. So watch this pair this week. Keep this channel in mind. On the 4 hour you can see where it's also in a downward channel. I haven't marked it out yet on this pair, but as you can see, it is very, very, very clear that this is in a downward channel here, also on the 4 hours. So draw this on your charts. If it breaks out of this channel, look for a retest and then enter. If it breaks out up, retest, enter long. Breaks out below, retest, enter long. But we're in quite a steep channel here. The Swissy, remember now that 90% correlated with the euro. If the euro opens up, this should open down. As you can see, we've got strong resistance at 1.0541. 1.0501, 0500 level is an area I'd be looking to long this pair. If it gets down as far as here, I'd be placing an order into long this pair and just have a 20 pip stop on it. Just be very careful, very wary on this pair a little bit. It's been a couple of weeks since the Swiss bank came in. Not expected for another few weeks, but just be very, very, very wary on this pair. The Japanese yen euro, again, I think that this will be dictated on the euro dollar, which will be dictated on the euro pound. The euro yen is not a pure pair, as I said to you. If the euro opens up higher, this will open up higher. I think on Monday it will go up to 127. I think it'll find resistance it might even go to 127.90. It will definitely find resistance there if it touches it. We've got the 200 moving average, which should be around that level there. The Bollinger Band is there, so look to that level for resistance. I think the euro will open higher, therefore I think the euro yen will open higher, and I think it'll get up to 127. If it look for resistance there for a short, you can see here as well, we've got this line here will then become support, 126.47. So 126.47, 126.50. Look then to long. That is what I'd be looking for on the euro yen. Again, very carefully. If you're new into this or whatever, the way the markets are at the moment, you might want to leave the euro yen alone. The Aussie dollar, as you can see, it finished close to the pip of this resistance line, 93.28. This pair moved very little last week. It broke out of the long-term trend line. We had a retest to the pip and away she went. If price gets back down here to 92.23, 92.35 area, I'd be very interested to long this again. So I'd wait for price to pull back and then to long this. The dollar CAD, as I said to you last week, we're down in parity. It's going to spend a few days, little while here battling it out. As you can see, we had one day up, hammer down, inverted hammer, all that to spinning top. So just be very, very careful on this pair. If you're not short on this pair, I'd wait for it to break this trend line, retest, and then short. But I would be very wary here at the moment. It's going to be a big fight to get it below parity here at the moment. As you can see, that's happening. The US dollar Japanese yen is coming back. I'd like to see it come back to 92.30 level, 92.17, 92.30. 92 at those levels I'd be looking to long. As you can see, it's now been halted here by the 365 moving average. It's closed below it on the daily on Friday. I'd expect it to come down and then place an order to long there on that pair. Just be very, very, very careful. Euro CAD, again, we had a bullish bar there on the daily on Friday. It'll probably come up and ping this trend line, and if it breaks it, I'd look for a retest to long. But until it does that, I'm not actually going to give it any help. There's some yen news out in the middle of the night and some Aussie dollar news. It's a very, very light news week. Just watch the euro Great British pound pair this week to see what way you're going to play it. And this US dollar is going to be a big mover this week. The euro US dollar and the British pound dollar, I don't expect it to move as much. I think it's not going to move as much because of the election moving. I think it'll just be ranging back and forth. Just be very careful. Speak to you tomorrow. Have a good week.